Okay, let's talk about Girl Dad of the Year. Leader of North Korea Kim Jong Un takes his daughter to a new pistol munitions factory to test fire some new pistols that they got. So these were released by the North Korean propaganda machine. And this one particular stood out to me because no matter what, your father could be the most important person in the room, the leader of the country, the most powerful person, and your teenage daughter could care less. Her face says it all. I do find it very interesting that at this rate, North Korea could have a female leader before the United States. It's a crazy thought to think about because she is supposedly in line to take over. It's not official, but he's always taking his daughter to work now. She's with him everywhere. And there's this photo here that I guess stirred big controversy in Korea where she was able to walk ahead of him. I don't know if you've seen most of the time when he's walking around, when Kim Jong Un is walking around, everyone walks behind him because he's, the leader. But in this rare incident here, she was ahead of him, and it sparked a lot of speculation that she's being groomed to take over. So these photos were released by the North Korean propaganda machine, and just looking through them real quick, you have to admit, these action shots, they look great. The outfits, look good. The leather, you know, it's a new look. I feel like it's a lot better than what he looked like before. Just that black, like I don't know, outfit that he had before. The leather makes him look way younger. Maybe he's trying to project like that he's a cool, fun guy. Maybe, but he's taking his daughter everywhere with him. I mean, they're launching missiles together, which is something that must be a strange thing because ever since she was 9, I believe, that's when this photo is. When she was first really introduced to the world, they were launching missiles there. I mean, maybe that's their pastime. Uh, she's at the military parades now. She's side by side with him. And it's pretty interesting because he has a wife and she's just kind of like there now, like off to the side. It's him and his daughter. They're in matching leather, you know? Interesting. There's footage of them going to a basically they got North Korea, I guess, developed a new sniper that they're using, and he took his daughter and all the top North Korean military officials or whatever to go test fire them, which is pretty interesting. So let's take a look at that. First thoughts that come to my mind is what I notice is that all these top generals, or I mean military officials, whoever they are, in the background, right? What I notice is that they are ancient. These guys look like they're at least 60, 70, or whatever above, right? So it's a really weird dynamic because Kim Jong Un is super young, but he's surrounded by all these really old, I want to say ghoulish vampires, right? And it makes me think about how completely unimpressive they are. I don't know. I don't know. Do you guys feel like in a real conflict combat situation, the North Korean army is actually a threat at all? I mean, I know they have like missiles and they have nuclear capabilities, which is what's keeping everyone away from them right now. But if you really think about what they're doing, I mean, at least this is my thoughts on their whole thing. It's like paper mache, it's that's what it seems like. They're just projecting strength. They'll spend all their resources to launch a missile, and then behind the scenes everything's made out of paper mache. That's what, at least what it seems like to me. Okay, we may be getting off topic, but one thing that this Iranian excursion conflict war that's going on right now exposed is that, America's military is not meant to fight down, if you know what I'm trying to say. We're meant, the military itself, the way it's built right now, is meant to fight Russia, China, people with full on high technology military, right? That's why our military budget, what is it? It's like our we spend more on our military than the next 10 countries combined or something like that nature. We're meant to fight another country like Russia or China that have full on capabilities, right? The Iranians, what they exposed is that if we punch down far enough into another, someone that's fighting more guerrilla tactics, obviously the Iranians studied Vietnam, right? Because the Americans won every single battle in Vietnam, but still lost the war. Why? Because it was a very similar thing where they're fighting to survive while we're fighting to just destroy things, right? And it's very obvious that's what's going on right now in Iran, where we're going out there, we're destroying ships and we're destroying like missile factories and drone factories and all these big things. But what we're spending to do that, opposed to what they are expending to make those things or to punch back, is completely unproportional, right? You must have seen the talks about the missile defense systems by now and what it costs for us to shoot down any of these attempts that they're doing, and it's ongoing. I mean, literally, as I recorded today, they just launched another attack into Israel, and it they cannot not defend themselves, right? It's like you have a shield and you have to keep your shield up, and it doesn't matter what's coming at it, because if you just lower it for a second, you're going to get hit, and you can't afford that, so you got to keep on blocking. But at some point, they're just throwing whatever. I mean, I saw something that they said that some of these attacks that they're sending into these, like different areas, they don't even have warheads in them. They could just be empty shells that they're just launching in. And it's pretty obvious that they're just trying to exhaust. You know what I mean? They're fighting for survival, because if they lose, they're all gone anyways. If they're So they have nothing to lose if they lose. You know what I mean? So in a way, they just have to outlast. Anyways, we're back on topic. North Korea. It's very interesting to see that in a lot of these countries, like China's a big one on this, and even Japan in a way, it's all about having a son. It's all about having a son. You need a male heir. Like back in medieval times too, if you don't have a male heir, your succession line dies. That's the issue that they have in Japan, right? He doesn't have their emperor doesn't have any male heirs, so it's basically dunzos. But North Korea, Kim Jong Un has completely embraced his daughter in the spotlight. He's got two other kids that nobody knows about. She's the only one that he's parading around, and she's front and center, which I find very interesting. So that's why a lot of people are speculating that since he's got two other kids that nobody knows about, who knows, maybe that's the plan. It could be some kind of like diversion tactic, and all of a sudden a prince appears from nowhere. Right? But it's very interesting that you can tell that he loves his daughter. And I have to say, he's probably the greatest girl dad that there ever was.